Yeah, so I mean, don't take my word on this, but I'm thinking maybe a couple more years, really just do as good as I possibly can on the competitions. We'll see what happens from there, but I'd really like to get at least 2 more like super solid years, just put everything that I can into it, make it one of my real main focuses, and then, you know, after that, I'll see what I want to do from there. But, you know, I definitely...
Hi, this is Emily, and this is episode 179 of the SportMartialArts.com Minute, covering Tuesday, February 18th, 2020. If you love sport karate competition, this is the show for you. The clock is ticking, so let's get started. This is going to be a fun day because I get to bring you an interview I did with the one and only Danny Etkin. Danny is a member of Team Paul Mitchell, a college student, and an amazing competitor. In 2019, Danny was ready to own the year when an unexpected injury took him out of commission. He returned at the 2020 AK Warrior Cup in Chicago just last month after nearly a year off and was able to win the Warrior Cup for men's forms. I got a chance to speak with him after he won to get his take. We're here with Danny Etkin, who has just won his 4th Warrior Cup at the 2020 AK Warrior Cup. Danny, tell us, how does it feel?
Feels great. I mean, I've been out of the game for about a year now. I got injured back at the Compete Internationals, and it's great to be back. And I'm super excited that I could come back with a bang, get that Warrior Cup, number 4. So I feel great right now.
We're going to have a cookie party at the 2020 Compete Internationals for members of our community group on Facebook. Make sure you join the group so you can be part of the party. The Compete Internationals is coming up this upcoming weekend, February 21st to the 23rd, and we're gearing up for the fun in Ontario, California. Make sure you register by February 20th to save. Go to compete-karate.com to get more information and to register. Check out the great results from Ryan at the Professional Point Karate Federation event over the weekend. Let's give a big shout out to him. Alright, back to learning more about Danny. Here's a recap of the competition-ending injury that he suffered last year. So Danny, you have been kind of out of commission for a little bit with injuries and so on. Tell us, like, what was happening and when did this start?
Yeah, so last February 2019 at the Compete Internationals for my overall forms grands, I actually tore my shoulder. I pulled it out of its socket on stage, so that was not a good time. I got off stage, somebody pulled it back in, and you know, I've been out for, that probably got me out of the game for about 7 months or so before I could start practicing again. And you know, so now about a year later, a little bit less, 11 months later, I'm back, and I'm excited to be competing this year.
You're getting the luck of the Irish because the Irish Open has extended the registration deadline to February 19th. That's tomorrow. So make sure you get registered so we can see you in Dublin, Ireland the weekend of February 27th through March 1st. Over 35 countries are already being represented with disciplines in point sparring through full contact, forms, and weapons. Come and check it out. Go to IrishOpenOnline.com to get involved. Alright, Harold Lerner is the subject of our next shout out. He attended the Hama tournament over the past weekend and won 4 first places in his first junior overall grand championship title. Way to go, Harold. Next in the interview with Danny, we talked about his rehab and the work he had to do to get back into competition shape. It was a hard road. What kind of rehab did you have to do for your shoulder?
Yeah, so after surgery, I went into rehab pretty much during the summer. I was in a sling for a very long time, and then when I got out of school, that was around the time where I could start doing some rehab again. Super weak, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even bring my arm up more than like chest level. But then by the end of the summer, like 2.5 months later, I was feeling pretty strong again, and then about a couple weeks before I started school, I was able to, you know, get back into it. And, you know, obviously not training that long, it took me a while to get back on my stuff because, you know, obviously I didn't have it, I wasn't maintaining my tricks or, you know, my strength and all that because I was out of commission. So, you know, I took the rest of the year to like really focus on building up my strength. That was a main goal of mine for this year, just working out a lot, going to the gym, and, you know, really focusing on my forms, probably getting into that super heavily about 2 months before this event. And, you know, ever since I got back to school this semester, I've been training about twice a day, in the morning doing forms, and then in the evening continuing to work out at the gym and getting my strength on point.
What kind of rehab did you? Are you ready for the 40th anniversary of the Quebec Open? I am, and I want to see you there because it's going to be historic. If you're Canadian, I want to hear from you about what the best things are about Canada so that people coming to the event can get ready. And make sure you don't miss the deadline of February 29th because that's when the current pricing for the event goes up. See you April 23rd to the 25th in Quebec City, Canada. Go to QuebecOpen.com for more information and to register and get spectator passes. Great job, Eliel Garcia. A silver medal at the WKC Pan Americans is a great accomplishment. We salute you. In this interview segment with Danny, he tells us about college and balancing training and school. This is great info for all of you out there trying to figure out how to keep on doing the sport you love while also dealing with school or work. So, speaking of school, you're in college now. And where are you going to college?
Go to USC, University of Southern California.
And so what are you majoring in?
I'm a business major.
So how are you maintaining your studies as well as doing your training?
Yeah, just trying to be super disciplined. You know, I get my forms training done first thing in the morning because, you know, I know for me, you know, that's going to be the first thing that's probably going to go because, you know, there's a lot of ways that I can rationalize to myself to not do it. So I wake up, maybe have like a little cereal bar or something, and I go and train. And there's really not anywhere good for me to train. So, you know, I just got to do what I can. Most of my training, believe it or not, was in my parking lot, actually. It was on the rooftop parking lot where like maybe a few cars were at, so like there wasn't any traffic or anything, but I had a pretty good view of like downtown LA, so it was like cool to wake up and like see that view, and I would just train there. And I would do like a lot of my tricks on the grass. And I actually haven't practiced. This is my first time doing any of my forms like on a mat, actually, this whole year. So that was actually kind of, you know, nice.
The 2020 WKC World Championships is the place where you can shine. With SportMartialArts.com there, we'll make sure you have memories forever and that you get recognition for your accomplishments. But you can't experience the World Championships unless you get on your country's team. Get more information about this at WKCWorld.com, and we'll see you August 1st to the 8th in Madrid, Spain. The Spence boys and Letona boys did great at the KC Challenge in WACO USA Nationals, winning in teams, individual divisions, and open weight divisions. Great job, boys. I asked Danny about what he wants to do with this competition career in this section. Listen to his answer about his competition. In what year are you in college?
I'm a sophomore.
Okay, and you have 2 years left of college. You're from New York.
Yep.
And so how are you liking LA?
It's great. I can't complain. Great weather. I was back in New York for a winter break, and it's freezing. It's kind of refreshing after being in LA for so long, believe it or not. It took me about 1.5 years to get to that point where I can actually say that I enjoyed the cold for a couple weeks. But, you know, I'm back in LA. It's nice, and I can't complain. Yeah.
And what is it that you're competing while you're in school? And at some point, you're going to be done with school. Mm-hmm. What are you envisioning as far as your competition career, and then where you want to see yourself, say, as you finish off with college?
Yeah, so don't take my word on this, but I'm thinking maybe a couple more years, really just do as good as I possibly can on the competitions. We'll see what happens from there, but I'd really like to get at least 2 more like super solid years, just put everything that I can into it, make it one of my real main focuses, and then, after that, I'll see what I want to do from there. But I definitely plan to stay in like the karate circle and the karate loop, and always be a part of this like great community.
It's awesome. Jonathan Tale was so happy about his students' accomplishments in Acapulco over the weekend that he posted this. "My Spanish is a little rusty, but it sure looks like they did great." And check out these kids competing in Texas. Kodi Molina and Gavin Richmond and their friend took the top spots in their divisions. Great work, kids. Here's a bit more Danny as I asked him the difficult questions about how to decorate with his World Cups and where will we see him next. Congratulations on 4 World Cup trophies. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Where do you put all of them?
I did put all of them in my house, but then I moved to an apartment, so now they're in storage. And honestly, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this last one. It's taking up a lot of space, but I'm sure I can figure it out. I don't know.
So you're not going to keep them in your apartment?
I don't know if my roommates are going to want this, taking up precious space. It's not a super big apartment, but as far as like my parents, I don't know if they're going to want it. Actually, no, my mom's going to want it. She actually told me that they're going to want it. So, I'm sure they're going to be happy to have this as another addition, but I'll let them solve that problem for themselves.
Okay. Where are we going to see you next?
You're going to see me at the Compete Internationals. Excited.
And are you going to be at Irish Open?
I'm going to be at Irish Open too. Very excited for that one.
Wow,
also.
A lot of traveling for you.
Yeah, I'm excited to be like back in the loop of competition. It's great, you know. Like I said, great community. After a year of like not being in it that much, I like appreciated that more. Just like the energy of tournaments and, you know, even like seminars. I was teaching like some seminars towards the end of last year, and just being around martial artists and like training, and, you know, made me realize like how much I love this sport. And yeah, it's just great to be back.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah,
We're
thank
happy
you.
to have you.
Thanks.
Congratulations. I'm predicting a great year for Danny Etkin in 2020. He's fully recovered from his shoulder injury and looking as strong as ever. Post any questions you have for Danny, or just give him a shout out on his recovery in the comments. Let's get Danny out to the masses. Make sure to take time to like and share this video. Time is up. Thanks for joining me today. See you next time on the SportMartialArts.com Minute.